Welcome! This tutorial will briefly show how to use ffmpeg to stitch the animation frames when animating in Grasshopper. Rhino and Grasshopper are soon to be installed. To download ffmpeg, you go to ffmpeg.org, where you can click download and then you choose your distribution, and Gyan.dev is trusted, and then you can go down and either you choose the essentials or the full. Of course, full is a larger package with a larger file size, and essentials is a more slimmed down version. Just click on the one you want to download it, and then make sure to put the extracted contents of the archive in a directory of your choice. In this case, the extracted contents is here in this directory. The original archive does not need to be saved. Stitching frames into a video with ffmpeg might result in that the video being encoded with a codec that native Windows Media Players cannot play. If you download and install VLC Media Player, you make sure that you actually can play it as well. With ffmpeg extracted in the directory of your choice, we can now go back to Grasshopper, and then we can simulate this parameter here. For this particular example, it's the simulation slider for the KUKA PRC plugin for Grasshopper, but it can be any parametric slider, as long as you can right mouse button click on it and animate. If you expand this, you can see a little more proper the preview of the frame here. Make sure that you designate a suitable output directory. In this case, it's simply a temporary folder here called frames. Good. Make sure that the file name suffix is .png. This makes sure that the animated frames are output as a PNG file format. The resolution can be increased or decreased as you wish. The frame count is perhaps the most important. The frame count is a fundamental setting. This simulation slider goes from 0 to 1 with 3 decimals, which means that there are 1,000 possible frames to render out from this. But if you want a certain length of the animation, and if you already know that you're going to stitch the frames in a certain frame rate, then you can simply do a calculator and take the intended frame rate, in our case 24 FPS, multiplied with the desired length of the animation in seconds. So if you want a 12-second animation, that would be 288 frames here. So let's input that, 288. Very good. Now we can simply click OK and the animation frames will be generated. With the animation sequence saved to the output directory, go there. Here, hold Shift and right mouse button click and open PowerShell window here. Now the command that we will input here so as to stitch the individual frames into one animation will be a little different depending on where you place the contents of the ffmpeg downloaded archive. For us, since we have it installed in this directory, then the full location of the ffmpeg executable file will be this. Make sure that this directory, which references the ffmpeg executable, that it's actually correct for your particular installation. The frame rate is set both here and here, which might seem a little superfluous, but the first argument here determines for how long in frames per second that each individual frame will be shown, while this argument here defines the actual frame rate for the output video. This means that if you would want to show each and every frame for 1 full second, 1 frame per second, while 1 frame per second video files generally are difficult to playback properly, you can simply make sure that each frame is shown for 1 full second, but then actually save the video file with a frame rate of 24. For our use case, we will actually use 24 as our frame rate here. This argument here determines what files will actually be included in the stitching. So here it will be every file in this specific directory that you have opened the PowerShell window in, that has a file name that starts with frame underscore and then has 5 digits in its file name before being suffixed with .png. This conforms to how it actually looks here in the file. Frame underscore 00000.png all the way up to frame underscore 00288.png. The output video file will be named animation.mp4. It will be output in the same directory as the inputs here. Alright, then we can simply copy this and input it here with Ctrl V in PowerShell, and then we'll simply press Enter to start. When the process is done, you can go to the very same directory where you had your input images and you'll find the animation.mp4 file there. It is 12 seconds in length, with a frame rate of 24 frames per second. Open this in VLC, and you can view your animated video, stitched from the individual frames output by Grasshopper. The original frames can be deleted if you want. Thank you for your time.